We're back here in Albuquerque, New Mexico at the National Police Shooting Championships when who should I run into but my good friend Phil Schreier with the National Firearms Museum, Senior Curator. Phil, wherever you go, and your firearms, well, the museum's firearms, the cameras of NRA News are not far behind. So we ran into, we thought we'd do a little Curator's Corners West editions here. We're doing quite a few of them because we're having some fun. You got some great firearms here at the NPSC, and then later on in this series, we're gonna go, what, about 20 miles from Albuquerque to check out something else that's really neat. Tell us about that.
Yeah, in just about 2 weeks, John, our viewers at home will be able to, and on the air, will be able to hear and see about the new National Firearms Museum of the West. And I'm not talking about the Frank Brownell Museum of the Southwest that we helped put together up at the Whittington Center, which you've got to go and see as well if you're in New Mexico. But we're going to have a second presence in New Mexico, and I can't wait to tell you about that in 2 weeks.
Oh, you're killing me, you're killing them, but let's stay focused. We've got a great couple of segments here. Trials pistols. Tell us about these.
Well, John, the interesting thing about the trials that led up to what we're today celebrating is the 100th anniversary of the 1911 was far from a guaranteed thing that it was going to be a Browning design or a Colt-made gun. There were a number of contenders for the slot of what they had hoped would be a very lucrative government contract. And as it turned out, one that lasted 75 years, which is the longest government contract for a service arm of any type we've ever had.
And dare we say changed firearms history?
Oh, no question. It changed the world. And you know, it was the first time that, you know, with the Lagarde-Thompson test, we actually had the bullet design before we had the gun design. They actually went out and said, okay, we want a bullet of this caliber, this grain weight, this propellant that can travel at this velocity and inflict this kind of kinetic energy when it hits. They went around, John T. Thompson of the Ordnance Department, later famous for the Tommy gun, went around and actually went to stockyards and tested these rounds on cattle to gauge their effectiveness, because the .38 we were using in the Philippines and during the Spanish-American War just wasn't getting the job done.
Right.
You needed something with stopping power. Kills bugs dead. And what they came up with was a .45. And one of the contenders was the Grant-Hammond auto, which kind of looks like, I don't know, Flash Gordon ray gun to me.
It's impressive looking, Phil.
Yeah, it's interesting. Now, in today's IPSC shooters, this gun would find a great home with them because it has a unique feature that the Army Board of Ordnance did not find exciting, and that was after the last shot was fired, it not only locked open, but it ejected the magazine at the same time.
Oh, geez.
So that was pretty interesting. They decided they want a little bit more control over that.
A little. That could be tough in some situations, I imagine, right?
Yeah. Another gun that went up in the trials were 200 Colt model of 1907 pistols. This is very rare. This is one of the 200 1907s that was made for the trials. It's got the lines of a 1911, but there are subtle nuances to this gun. Look where the lanyard ring is on the grips, how this slide release functions here, a little bit about the ejector up here, and as well as on the side. Very Browning high power design there. So this gun, a little bit unbelievably rare, 45 caliber, just one of the true gems in the trials section of the 1911 that we have.
So you answered one question for me. These are rare firearms, and they were made, and it leads to a conversation we had before, and I think off the air, about what it took, what a Herculean effort it was for these people to even to throw their hat into the ring here and get this stuff produced.
Why? Oh yeah, they actually had to make 200 of them minimum to have them sent out to be tried out in the field by a unit of, usually the United States Cavalry took these out and put them through some exercises over a period of time. And at one point, Savage was like, Stop playing with us. You have no intention of adopting our pistol. I'm not going to make 200 more of these for you. Why would I want to make 200 of these guns for you guys to just put them in a bucket of rust or salt water? You're not going to let us have the contract anyway. And Luger did exactly that. Luger was like, I made 5 guns for you guys to test, and if that didn't work for you, pound salt. I'm out of here. And so what's happened? Only 2 of those 5 Lugers are known in .45 caliber.
Oh.
They're worth over $1 million a piece.
Jeez.
If we could find the other 3, there'd be happiness on earth. But that's the way of some of these rare guns.
And just, it's hard to go back in time, but because they could have flashed forward and known what this all would have meant, they probably would have quickly made 200 pistols.
Oh yeah. Savage was almost had to have been talked into doing the 200 they did to stay in the competition. And as it came out, it was a near-run thing between Savage and Colt. So next week we'll actually look at one of those Savages.
Let's do that. How can people get more information about the National Firearms Museum and see fine firearms like these?
Well, thanks for asking, John. If you're on the interstate and would like to come by and visit us on purpose, or in
person maybe.
We invite you to come to 11250 Waples Mill Road in Fairfax, Virginia. We're at the intersection of Interstate 66 and Route 50. We're open 7 days a week from 9:30 to 5. Free admission, plenty of parking. If you can't visit us off the interstate, visit us on the internet. Again, that's 7 days a week, free of charge, 24 hours a day, and the address there is nramuseum.com.
Phil, thank you once again for a fantastic, this time edition of Curator Corners West, right here on nranews.com and Sirius XM Patriot 125. Thank you.
Thank you, John.